I choose to bring the subject tonight about Bruria. First of all, it's interesting. But more than that, as the last shiur in this Syria, I know that there are some facts that I can use from Bruria, from the sources that I bring here, and ask questions about us, about modernity time, about religious society, about the thought that we have, the relationship that we have with the Torah Shebe'al Peh. Many questions that I want to raise. I'm not sure that I have enough answers, but if we, after an hour, we will leave with few strong questions, I think that it will be great. Everyone understands that when we talk about Bruria, we are talking about complicated issue. If you open books about Chachamim, about Tanaim, about names, we have few books like that like encyclopedia, who give many names of Chachamim, Tanaim and Amoraim from the Mishnah days, Talmud days. All of them will bring the name of Bruria. Bruria Tana. No one care that she is Gewalt woman. Tana. Why? Because she play in the game. She was part of, in the field of the Chachamim, and they count her as Tana. It's interesting, you know, I didn't check the new Ultra Haredim books, but maybe they they cut her out, but maybe Mrs. B, you know, like Arav Bet. Rayato. No, it's interesting. You know, it's seriously. You take a book, very Kodesh, Sefer Kodesh, that women wrote. They will write just the first letter. No one can know that it's Gewalt. Okay. So about Bruria, the original books count her, use her name, kacha, simple. But when we are going to the stories, immediately we find the dilemma that she is not one of us. Immediately we find the dilemma that we, the men, deal with women. And the whole sexual question raised up immediately. They can't deal with her as a colleague. She can't be. And the stories that the Gemara gave us, we can't know, we'll never know what of the whole stories are historical. But the story that Chachamim gave us, never mind if it's happened or not, they gave stories with problematic situations. And we will try to understand the message from that. And of course, all of us, believe here in Pardes, but not just, in the area, in our culture area, we completely in a different stage, in different minds. We believe by equal chance to the whole people. And reading sources about Bruria and Chachamim can put us in very difficult questions. Okay. I brought the first two sources just to show clearly how Chachamim found Bruria as a colleague. The first one is truly unbelievable. It's a story from the Gemara, Masechet Pesachim, and if you remember last week, we make the new shita method that I read the Hebrew slowly and you watch the English version. בסדר? ככה אנחנו ככה we will live, נכון? The shidduch will keep well. בסדר. רבי סמלי, you see in the first source, coming from Gemara in מסכת פסחים, רבי סמלי, עתה לקמי דרבי יוחנן. Okay, so the situation is in Tiberia in the 3rd century. Rabbi Simlai, very interesting person who grew up in Lod. You remember Lod from last week? Okay, with all criminals. So he grew up in Lod, and then he moved to Bavel, and then he returned back to Tiberia. This is the ככה, a Jewish story. Rabbi Simlai, ata lekamei, so he came to the head teacher, the master of Yeshivat Tveria, Rabbi Yochanan. Amar lei, so the Talmid Simlai said to the teacher, Neitnei li mar sefer Yochasin. I ask you to teach me the book of genealogical. Okay, you saw the word. בסדר. ספר ייחוס. ייחוס it's in English, נכון? So Rabbi Yochanan reacted to this to this question and said, where are you from? Meichanat. So he said, I grew up in Lod. And where you live? Meichan motavach. When are you? So he said in Nehar De'ah, in Bavel. I can, just Talmid that never heard about Rabbi Yochanan can give such answer. Rabbi Yochanan really was a local patriot with Tveria, strongly against Chutz La'aretz Bavel, and not less strongly against Lod. And to say that I grew up in Lod and lived in Bavel, it's double mistake. Amar lei, en nidonim, said Rabbi Yochanan to this student, I can't teach you because I have a chok, a rule, a law, that I am not teaching not to people from Lod and not to people from Bavel, from Nehardea. And kol sheken, you, that you came from here and lived there. Then the Gemara said, Kafyei ve'artzei. You see the translation? How he urged him, okay? Forced him, urged him. And then he said, okay, I will teach you. I don't know how he did that. But the Gemara said he succeeded to do that. So then the chutzpahdik Talmid, remember he grew up in Lod, said to the rabbi, Nitnei b'shlosha yarchei. I have no more than half semester to complete this subject of Sefer Yochazin. 3 חודשים, chutzpahdiker. Shakal kala patak bei. Again, I don't know even in Hebrew how to translate it. Seder? What's written here? לקח כן, he threw something, ממש chutzpahdiker. And then he said, he mean the rabbi, Rabbi Yochanan. He argued, shout against the Talmid. אמר לי, listen, chutzpahdiker, ומה ברוריה, אשתו של רבי מאיר, ביתו של רבי חנניה בן תרדיון, דתניה 300 שמועות ביום, מ300 רבנים, ואפילו לא יצאה ידי חובתה ב3 שנים. ואתה אמרת ב3 חודשים? Okay. The model, the role model is Bruria. If I want to tell you, a chutzpahdik student, who is my model to be a serious Talmid, I, Rabbi Yochanan, use the name of Bruria. She was number 1 in the class. She learned 300 halachot from 300 rabbis. She learned the whole Torah. But when she came to this subject, Sefer Yuchsin, she took 3 years. It's a mamash whole degree just to understand this problematic issue. And you, that you grow up in Lod and Hardea, where you came from, that you can learn from in 3 months. So of course I brought it just to show you 1 generation after, or maybe let's say 2 generations later, after Bruria and Rabbi Meir period. Okay, about 50 years later, the people talked about her like a model. She was our greatest Talmidah. And no one argue about it. It's pshat. It's not because she is a woman. It's because she is a model of Talmid. Okay, this is the first example. Now, why Sefer Yuchsin is so problematic? This is a different question. They have many kacha intermarriage and many secrets in the families, special in North, and they kept, the rabbis kept Sefer Yuchsin. They knew, and they knew when to use it, and especially when to close this book. The second source, כן, בבקשה. Not his history, but Bruria, we know clearly. Bruria grew up in North, in the Galil. She was the daughter of Rabbi Hanina ben Tradion. Maybe because that, okay, בסדר, okay. No, so, because איך זה נקרא שבודקים את ה... כן, אבל יש, okay, never mind. Number 2, it's the second source that they brought just to show you how Chachamim use Bruria quietly, simply, without any problematic questions. Klostera, it's written here, knobstick, okay? So a question in the Mishnah or in the Tosefta about kashrut or pureness of this klostera. It's a word came from Greek. Rabbi Tarfon metame v'chachamim metaharim. Okay, מחלוקת, regular. So we have Rabbi Tarfon, one of the באמת great Chachamim in Yavne generation, and then Chachamim argue with Rabbi Tarfon, and easily the Mishnah, the Tosefta said, וברוria אומרת, שומטה מן הפסח ותולה בחברו בשבת. So she gave the third opinion and showed how we can use this klostera between Pesach and Pesach. Never mind the subject, it's not the issue. The idea is that we read Mishnah, a very regular Mishnah, Rabbi X, Rabbi Y, and Bruria. She's part of the game. She's playing with them without any difference. She is part of Chachamim world. כשנאמרו דברים, you see the third line? When these words were said, כשנאמרו דברים לפני רבי יהודה, אמר יפה אמרה ברוריה. Okay? Mean, כל השכוייך. She said correctly. I heard few times when specific in our society, when women read this source, she become very nervous. Why Rabbi Yehuda said that Bruria were correct? Why he didn't say it to the Chachamim? Just because she's a woman? It's a patron. יפה, patronism. Yeah, I am your master, and you are, meidele, you said nice, so I give you the shkoyech. But it's not right. It's not true. If you will check all over the Mishnah, Tosefta, you will find not less than 50 times around the Mishnah and Tosefta that a teacher said exactly these words to his students without any difference if it's men or, don't say women, Bruria, because you have no other woman except Bruria. Okay, she's the only woman in the Chachamim world who play in this yard. That she's part of the Chachamim world. The only one. We have many, not many, we have few known names in the Mishnah Gemara, but not as a part of the Chachamim world. So these two sources just brought to show the easy way how Bruria played, and this is a reason that when people wrote books about names of Chachamim, they used her name because she is part of that. Pashut. Now we can jump to the stories. Okay, number 3, from Masechet Brachot. Hanhu bir. You remember last time I did it like that. It's written in Aramaic, I read it in Hebrew, and you listen to my English. נכון? בסדר. הבריונים שהיו בשכנותו של רבי מאיר, והיו מצערים אותו מאוד. היה רבי מאיר מתפלל עליהם שימותו. אמרה לו ברוריה אשתו, מה דעתך? משום שכתוב ייתמו חטאים? מי כתיב חוטאים? חטאים כתוב. ועוד, לך לסוף הפסוק, שכתוב ורשעים עוד אינם. כיוון שייתמו חטאים רשעים עוד אינם, אלא בקש עליהם רחמים שיחזרו בתשובה, ואז רשעים אינם. ביקש עליהם רחמים וחזרו בתשובה. Hasidic story, but written about 1,500 years before Baal Shem Tov. Okay, years before. What's happened here? Here is the discussion between Rabbi Meir and Bruria, maybe the first discussion that we heard about this couple. Rabbi Meir behaved like a regular neighbor. He saw his terrible neighbors, פושעים, בריונים. Welcome to Jerusalem. Okay, everyone in the world, not everyone, many, have his מעצבן neighbor. Okay? Usually in the 3rd floor, usually you cannot move with it. And what is your prayer? If you are very kind and soft, you say, please, Hashem, move him to a different place. נכון? בעזרת Hashem. If you are a bit more Israeli, you stand and say, הלוואי שימות. This is Rabbi Meir's style. Rabbi Meir saw the neighbor and say, הלוואי שימות. Please Hashem, take him. Make him your neighbor. And then Rabbi Meir came to the play. And Bruria came to the play. And Bruria made a shiur, a drasha, to her husband. But look carefully to her drasha. What she did. She took pasuk from Sefer Tehillim. And we all know this, Barchi Nafshi, okay, the big chapter from Rosh Chodesh, Barchi Nafshi, the end of the chapter, Kuf Dalet, the end of Yitamu Chataim min haaretz ureshayim od einam. Baruch nafshi et Hashem. Okay, so Bruria said to Rabbi Meir, I want to understand what make you pray, hopefully that they will die. What make you therefore to doing this tefillah? You read this chapter and you explain Yitamu Chataim, that hopefully these criminals will die. Yitamu. They will lost. Yitamu Chataim. But you, Rabbi Meir, you missed something. You don't know Hebrew. Said Bruria to Rabbi Meir. Now 60-second shiur ivrit. Okay? If you read the word Chataim, it can be double meaning. Chataim with nekuda in the tet, point kacha in the tet, make the word strongly about profession. Chata, it's a professional, like ganav, like katzav, like, okay, shiur beulpan. The mishkal katal. It's become a professional. So if it's written chataim, it's a men who work with that. So if the yitamu chataim with nekuda in the tet mean that these people will die. Yitamu chataim. But Bruria said it's not true, because you need to read yitamu chataim without the nekuda in the tet. And mean what? That the acts that they did should be lost. They will stay be'ezrat Hashem, but will be better. Yitamu hachataim will go away. She's right or wrong? This is shiur, beautiful shiur. She said, if you will pray correctly, yitamu chataim, so you will be, your tefillah will be different. But she is wrong. If you open Sefer Tehillim, you will see yitamu chataim min haaretz, the people will die. So what she did, she knew that, of course. She knew Tanakh by heart. So why she did that? Because she did drasha. She's creative. She makes something alone. She took the pasuk and moved the pasuk to her new idea. It's completely a new idea that Bruria brought to our world. Yitamu chataim, take out the nekuda. The nekuda is there. I know that the nekuda is there and mean that the people should die. But I want to take this point, this nekuda in the tet, and by that I will change the world and the people will be better. If you learn a bit Breslav Torah, you do? Bit. Don't take it too seriously, but קצת Breslav. One of the most beautiful Torot that Reb Nachman Breslav wrote, called Torah Reish Pei Bet. Reish Pei Bet in Likutei Moharan. And Reb Nachman Breslav talked about Nekuda. About Nekuda Tova, that each one, every man, have inside himself something good. And because that you believe that there is something clear, pure, good inside the person, you should look just to that. And by that, you make this small point or small nekuda, you will grow it. And then the person will be different, will change. He called it nekuda tova, reish pei bet. If you listen to Shuli Rand, so one of his songs called Nekuda Tova, and he took this Torah, and the original Torah that Shuli took from Reb Nachman came to the world from Bruria. She was the creative that brought this Torah, Nekuda Tova. But she took the Nekuda out. Reb Nachman brought it inside. the person. Okay, this was 60 seconds about חסידות. בסדר? Okay. Number 4. Rabbi Yossi Aglili. Rabbi Yossi Aglili, we are in, again, in the days, maybe before, in Rabbi Akiva generation, second generation of Yavne. Mean 120, more or less. Rabbi Yossi Aglili היה הולך בדרך. בסדר, you see that? He saw ברוריה, הוא ראה את ברוריה, ככה, on the road. אמר לה, באיזו דרך נלך ללוד? אמרה לו, very ככה, after the חסידות that we just said, so now she reacted, גלילי, stupid גלילי, okay? Or foolish, גלילי שוטה. לא כך אמרו חכמים? אל תרבה שיחה עם האישה? היה לך לומר באיזה ללוד. Now, instead saying, how many words? How many words he used before? He said, באיזה דרך נלך ללוד. 4 words. So she reacted and said, אל תרבה שיחה עם האישה. You can ask it shortly. You can ask with 2 words. באיזה ללוד? You can check, I don't know how many interpretations to this short story. I think that one of the nice interpretations that I heard came from Rav Henkin in his book Bnei Banim. He said that what made Bruria so angry was the reason that this Chacham, Rabbi Yossi, one of the famous rabbis in this generation, didn't find any other subject except tell me the way to somewhere. If I'm not colleague with you in Torah, so I prefer that you will ask different person. I want to talk just about Torah. If you see me as a, מה? as a sign, מישהו שמראה לי את הדרך, I'm not for that. If you watch and see here a woman, so do it shortly. באיזה ללוד. If I am a colleague, so we can talk a lot. We can learn the whole Torah. But I want you to change your eyes. This is the explanation that Rav Henkin brought. I think that it's brilliant. I think that it's very nice to... There are many others. I prefer that. Okay. I jump to number 5. Now it's a bit long. I will read all of that. You will listen and look to the English version. And I want to ask a question before read that. Okay, remember, we are talking about Bruria with the profile of Chacham, Tana. And I said before that in the stories we look also about the question of she's a regular Chacham or she is a woman. What kind of eyes the Chachamim looked on her. Now this story happened or not, there are no reason to say that it's not happened because we cannot prove that kacha or kacha. Very hard, difficult story, but I want in the end to raise again this question, what kind of person you see specific about Bruria? What kind of person? Eshet Chayil mi yimtza. Okay, it's Midrash who take the words of Eshet Chayil and brought this story specific for this pasuk, Eshet Chayil. זוהי התורה, ורחוק מפנינים מכרה, שהייתה לפנים, וזכה משה, והורידה למטה לארץ. בטח בלב בעלה ושלה לא יחסר, לא חסר בדבר. דבר אחר. Okay, different explanation. אשת חיל, מי ימצא? אמרו, מעשה היה ברבי מאיר, שהיה יושב ודורש בבית המדרש בשעת מנחה, בשבת במנחה. ומתו שני בניו. מה עשתה אימן? הניחה שניהם על המיטה, ופרסה סדין עליהם. במוצאי שבת, בא רבי מאיר מבית המדרש לביתו. אמר לה, היכן שני בניי? אמרה, לבית המדרש הלכו. אמר לה, צפיתי לבית המדרש ולא ראיתי אותם. נתנו לו כוס של הבדלה והבדיל. חזר ואמר, היכן שני בניי? אמרה לו, הלכו למקום אחר ועכשיו הם באים. הקריבה לפניו מאכל, אכל, ברך. לאחר שברך, אמרה לו, רבי, שאלה אחת יש לי לשאול לך. אמר לה, אמרי שאלתך. אמרה לו, רבי, קודם היום בא אדם אחד, נתן לי פיקדון. עכשיו בא ליטול אותו. נחזיר או לא? אמר לה, ביתי, מי שיש פיקדון אצלו, צריך להחזירו לרבו. אמרה לו, רבי, חוץ מדעתך לא הייתי נותנת. מה עשתה? תפסתו בידה, והעלתה אותו לחדר, והקריבה אותו למיטה, ונטלה סדין מעליהם, וראה שניהם מתים, מונחים על המיטה. התחיל בוכה, ואומר, בניי, בניי, רביי, רביי, בניי בדרך ארץ, רביי שהיו מאירים פניי בתורתם. באותה שעה אמרה לו לרבי מאיר, רבי, לא כך אמרת לי, צריך להחזיר פיקדון? אמר השם נתן, והשם לקח, יהי שם השם מבורך. אמר רבי חנינא, בדבר זה ניחמתו ונתיישבה דעתו, לכך נאמר אשת חיל מי ימצא. Terrible story. But I want to focus just about one, mamash, not important, but one question. What kind of character, of ishiyut, you see in Bruria in this story? First of all, look carefully. When she talked with her husband, my master, my teacher, no emotions, nothing. Rabbi, questions. I am in a world of questions, intellectual questions. People who need to return back, not to return back. The only man here, or the only person here, who bring emotions is Rabbi Meir. Banai, Banai, cried. She said, she looked and see his tears. And she said, Hashem natan, Hashem lakach. She is the one who controls the emotions. She taught Rabbi Meir how to deal with this terrible tragedy. Now, again, I can't be sure that it's happened, this story. But more important is that Chachamim brought this story to our world. This is the profile that they made to Bruria. That she is an intellectual person. She is maybe more than that. Maybe she controls her emotions like the greatest Chachamim in the world. Because we have such stories about Chachamim who, באמת גיבורים, heroes, who cut the feelings just to be Oved Hashem. And she is in like that league. Rabbi Meir, ממש לא. Rabbi Meir is מה נגיד, a Yiddish papa. She is not a mother here. She is not a wife here. She is Chacham. She is a real scholar. She's a real chacham. She's not what's happened to her. Okay, I bring it here before reading the next source that will move us to one of the biggest problematic source in the whole Talmud. And this is number 6 in your pages. Again, it's written in Aramaic, I read in Hebrew, and you will see the English. ברוריה אשתו של רבי מאיר, ביתו של רבי חנינא בן תרדיון. It always, it's, you know, to say that the yichus is that I the wife of and the daughter of, she granddaughter also, Tradion, right? She's not the mother of. As you remember last week, they do, as the story told us, they do have 2 kids, but they lost them. So they have no kids in the Chachamim world. In the future, Rabbi Meir came alone and left the world alone. And Bruria, she's the wife, she's the daughter, she's the granddaughter, but she is Bruria. We'll see it in a minute. Here, in the first part of this story, her tafkid, her duty in the story is to be the sister of, the sister. ברוריה דביתו דרבי מאיר, ביתו של רבי חנינא בן תרדיון. אמרה לו, בושה לי שאחותי יושבת בקובה של זונות. The story is that Rabbi Hanina ben Tradion, in the Romance, David, in the Romance days, בסדר? Not Rome's, you should correct me, בסדר? Romance days. זה לא נכון? Days of the Rome. בסדר, עד שאמרנו את זה, מה נעשה? בסדר. So, רבי חנינא בן תרדיון was one of what we called עשרת הרוגי מלכות. He took a group of students and ככה very publicly he teach them Torah against the law. So Rome, as the law taught them, they do exactly what the law gave them reshut. The law is that you, Rabbi Hanina ben Tradion, will killed by fire. Your wife will killed by cherev, by sword, and your daughter will be used to the soldiers. This is the punishment according the law. This is according the law. They did nothing against the chukim. Shaul Lieberman wrote an article about that all the punishment that within the Gemara we can see in the law that written in the Romans days of Rome. Okay. So the situation is that why they didn't take Bruria? She was married, so she wasn't in the father control. So they left her because it's according to the law. So she was with Rabbi Meir, and she said to Rabbi Meir, I can't, I lost my parents, my father and my mother, and now please help me to escape my sister. We don't know the name of this sister, but Pidyon Shvuim. Do something, Rabbi Meir. It wasn't question of money, because he, kach or kach, we really don't know how, but he, according to the story, he have enough money to do that. So he took a lot of money. Tarkeva de dinare, it's a pack of dinar, of the shekel of those days, cones, and went where to the market, to the place that the whole soldiers went to. And then he said to himself, if she kept herself, I will help her. If she didn't keep herself, I will leave her. It's very difficult. He make a מבחן, a test to his sister-in-law. Okay? He went, and he closed, איך אומרים, מתחפש? Dressed up, משהו, okay. And he like a soldier, okay? He dressed up like a soldier. And then he went to his sister-in-law. She was in in a small room in the market. It's an unbelievable story, but we know according to the history that it was exactly like that. In the market, they had a street with the small rooms, and each one of them had her own cabin. And so he went to her as a soldier and said, I want to be with you. So she said, I can't, it's my period, I can't. So he tried more, and he said, I must be with you, just with you. And she reacted, go to another rooms. They are better than me. I'm not ready for that now. So we understand that she keep herself quite well. So now, according his law, he need to help her. Went to her shomer, to his guard, and said to him, please, I will give you full of money. Please bring me her. I want to take her. So he said, I'm afraid from my officer. He said, take the money. Give your officer half. He will not say a word. It's interesting, the story here. I believe that in Rome they didn't do, but it's a Jewish story. Said, or a Turkish story, I don't know. Said a Turkish story, or Aramaic from Bavel. So he said, take half and give half to your officer. And then the soldier said to him, or the shomer said to him, God said to him, and when I complete that, what I will do? The money will go, and then the officer will punish me. He said, I will give you a code. I will give you a code. When something happened to you, you should shout the code, and nothing will happen. What is the code? 3 words. Elaha de Meir Aneni. Elaha, God of Meir, please help me. Elaha de Meir Aneni. And then nothing will happen to you. The soldier didn't believe and said, how I know that it's not shtuyot? Say, I will show you. Here, he points dogs that it's not, I don't know if it's dogs or different animals who eat people. He shout on them, Rabbi Meir, and they jump on him, on Rabbi Meir. So he shouts, Elahad de Meir, Aneni. And the dogs went back. So the soldier immediately bring the sister, took the money, and left. The officer heard, took the soldiers, want to kill him, and he shout, Elahad de Meir, Aneni. And they left him. It's worked. Elahad de Meir, Aneni. I will just, in addition, I will tell you that years ago, all of you heard about Katzetnik. Yechiel Dinur Katzetnik from the Holocaust, wrote many books. Yechiel Dinur. One of his last books was Tzofan Aleph Daled Mem Ein. Tzofan, it's a code. Aleph Daled Mem Ein. And he wrote a whole book about his code, that when he found himself in Auschwitz, in a very, very terrible situations, he used to say Aleph Daled Mem Ain. And no one, he wrote the whole book and didn't explain the code. Year before he passed away, in an interview, he gave the code. Elaha Demeir Aneni. Unbelievable. He used the code. And the truth is that this is the reason, maybe the only reason, that if you go to Tveria, to the area of Kever Rabbi Meir, you will see in the wall, Elaha Demeir Aneni. This is the code that people used to believe that, don't try, but בסדר.
If you were in trouble, why not?
Why not? נכון? בסדר, try. בסדר, don't try. בסדר. Okay, so in the end, he became, Rabbi Meir, become what we called wanted. His picture around the empire, they put his picture. Everyone who sees this person will have ככה וככה. בסדר? Rabbi Meir as a wanted in the empire. So we need to leave. And the story is terrible, where he found himself. I jump over that. And in the end, 2 lines before the end, when he didn't find chance to stay in Israel because the enemy is around, so he went and leave the country to Babylon. Went to Babel. This is the version here in Masechet Avodah Zarah. I found 2 other versions where Rabbi Meir found his end. Not in Babel. One in south, one in east. He didn't find his end in Tiberia. He left. But this Gemara said that he ran from Eretz Israel, but in addition, the Gemara said another 3 words. Just in the end. Ika de Amri. Others version, other people said a different story about what's happened to Rabbi Meir. Ika de Amri. In Hebrew, it's just 4 words. Ika de Amri, mima'aseh de Bruria. About the story happened with Bruria. And no one explained what the reason that he need to leave the country because Bruria. Ma'aseh Bruria. You can't find the answer written, if you hear it, the Gemara, written in the 5th century, maybe in the 6th century. Just in the 11th century, about 500 years later, Rashi brought for us his version about what's happened with Bruria. Now, we can be sure that Rashi didn't bring it by himself. Absolutely, 100% that Rashi heard it from his rabbis, who heard it from their rabbis from years back. But the story is unbelievable. It's here in number 7. Bruria, Rabbi Meir's wife, in number 7, פעם אחת, once, בסדר? made laugh about something that Chachamim said in the Gemara, Nashim da'atan kala. She heard that Chachamim said that the mind of women are easily, she made laugh on that. Shtuyot, she said. Of course, when she heard that, and she looked in the mirror, she said, who you that can say about me, da'atan kala? So she made laugh. Rabbi Meir heard that and said to her, it's an argument between couple. And he said to her, I promised you that in the end, one day, you will agree to this sentence. And then he gave an order to one of his students. We can't believe that it's happened. He gave an order to one of his students to go and lefatot, seduce Bruria. She didn't agree for many days. After many days, she accepted. Then, כשנודע לה, when she became known that, she suicide. She killed herself. And then Rabbi Meir left Israel just because he's shame. מעשה דברוריה. Now, everyone here believe 100% that Rashi didn't bring this story by himself. Can't be. לא יכול להיות. We have a different version, one version coming from the Geonim, very soft one, that said something completely different. But again, we can be sure that Rashi heard this story, and this story go around the Chachamim world from the Talmud days. Maaseh de Bruria. And again, if it's happened or not, I can't know. But what's happened here, that the story play exactly with the dilemma that I raised in the beginning of the shiur. Tana veisha. When she worked in the world as one of the sages, play in the same game, with the same players, I am part of you, it's natural. But when it's become to the situation of a gender, אומרים? למגדר? Gender? Something wrong happened here. The fight raised to the world. Who is stronger than who? מלחמה. A war between Rabbi Meir and his wife. And we can see, we'll go to just to look carefully to number 8. I want to explain by that the Maaseh de Bruria. It's a different story, number 8 in Gemara in Kiddushin, about Rabbi Meir who made laugh about people who fell to the sins. He said, why you cannot control yourself? Why people can't stand against the sins? Why people, עוברי עבירה, specific with the sexual situations, specific with the people who go to a married woman, specific about that, עוברי עבירה. And he said, you are not strong enough. He made laugh about these people. And one day, the Satan, came to him as a woman, of course, a beautiful woman, and stood in the other part of the river. So it's a story, what kind of river we have in Israel that we cannot jump over. Jordan? I don't know. So the Satan stood in the other side of the river, and Rabbi Meir saw this beautiful woman, and he didn't have any boat or anything to jump over, so he nakat matzra, he saw a very ככה small danger חבל. Rope. בסדר? And start moving to find this woman. When he found himself in the middle of the way, the Satan left him. Satan left him and said, I got an order from Rikia, from sky, from Hashem. They said to me, okay, from Hashem world, they said to me, Dear Balak, be careful, don't play with my Rabbi Meir and with his Torah. Remember last week that Hashem didn't want to say Torah from Rabbi Meir? Now, he said, don't touch Rabbi Meir, don't play with him. You can play with Yov. Don't play with Rabbi Meir. He's mine. His Torah is mine. Keep him. Don't play with him. So the Satan said, you have mamash, you are good luck. Because if I didn't get this order, I can see that I will kill you like klum. You are nothing. You make laugh about people who fell to their sins. You are not better than them. But I got an order. And this is the reason that I save you. This is a Gemara in Kiddushin. Now put one by one the story of Bruria that Rashi gave us and this terrible story about Rabbi Meir that Hashem saved him. And ask why Hashem didn't save Bruria. Terrible. This story, it's one of the difficult story that when, 900 years already, the Jewish people read this story with the Gemara. It's written in Rashi. And how many years we need to understand that something wrong here in this story? That something happened to her, that Rabbi Meir did it, the student did it. She's the hero here. She, for many days, she controlled herself. She wasn't like her sister. Rabbi Meir is the problematic person here. And Rabbi Meir put her in a situation that in the end, he needs to leave the Israel because it's shame. This is the end of the story. You give me another 2 minutes, I can't finish with that. I can't. I want to make a tikkun to Rabbi Meir. First of all, it's hard. In my third volume, it's just in Hebrew so far. Hopefully, next year it will be in English. But there is a chapter about Rabbi Meir and Bruria. And I add another story that I found about Rabbi Meir. That it's not in the Gemara, it's not in the Midrashim. It's a very strange story that put Rabbi Meir in exactly the same situation like Bruria. Exactly the same. And I sure that the person who brought this story feel the same feeling that I have. And this is the reason that he raised a new story. But I want to finish the whole Sedra with a different story that I didn't bring in the pages here. Remember the relationship between Rabbi Meir and Elisha ben Avuya, the other. And the story that Rabbi Meir and Elisha ben Avuya, we can find many stories in the Bavli, Yerushalmi, Midrashim, many stories. I want to bring just one about the day that Elisha ben Avuya passed away, when he died. Rabbi Meir tried, 1 minute before, tried to bring him back. Elisha, chazor becha. Please return back. And he didn't answer him. He used to answer, I heard that everyone except me. You remember that? But now, in the last minute, he didn't argue. He didn't answer. And Rabbi Meir said, he didn't answer, maybe he agree. Just it was his emotions, it was his feelings. He tried to think that Elisha ben Avuya returned back. So he died, and they took him to Bet HaKvarot, And then the students came to Rabbi Meir and said, Rabbi, we see in the kever of Elisha ben Avuya fire, ash. And everyone understood that Hashem punished Elisha. Ash b'kever, terrible. Rabbi Meir went out to the place, stood in front of the fire, and said, I will read the words, and said drasha. A very interesting situation, to stand, esh bo'eret, and you are shocked, you said now a drasha, nice drasha. What kind of drasha Rabbi Meir said? He took pasuk from Megillat Ruth. Megillat Ruth, when Ruth came in the night to Boaz, and he said to her, please sleep here tonight, lini po alayla, vaya baboker, we'll see. If the right person will do his duty, thanks God, he will do what he need to do. The Goel, he will do whatever he need to do. If not, if he will not do his duty, I will take care. Egalech anochi, I swear, say Boaz. This is a pasuk. And then Rabbi Meir stood, kacha in front of the fire of his rabbi, and said, Lini alayla. Lini ba'olam hazeh. Go, sleep, relax in this world that it's night, like night. Ve'haya baboker, and we'll see in the morning, in the real world, olam haba, in the morning. Im yigalech, and then he points up and said to Hashem, Im yigalech, if he will take you, okay, he will do his duty. Tov, yigal. If not, I will do it. Egalech anochi. I will bring you to the real world. I swear. That was the last words that Rabbi Meir said, and the Gemara said, and the fire went out. So Rabbi Meir had the feelings, had the responsibility. The relationship with Bruria, we need to learn more. Good night. Toda rabah.